So I am Jamila, and I'm a clinical psychologist. That's my kind of day job. My husband is called John, and we run Lower Bush Alpacas together. We've got two small children, Harry who's 4 and Freddie who's 1. So when Harry was about 2.5, a friend of ours bought a Groupon voucher for us to another alpaca experience business. And I had never met an alpaca before, didn't know anything about alpacas, but, you know, was game for doing something different with the children. And so we went, and I was in this field with about 60 alpacas, right in the middle of them, and just had this moment of, oh my goodness, I feel so calm, I feel so grounded. They were absolutely lovely with Harry. They were really gentle. I didn't feel anxious about him running around amongst them, which, considering how small he was and how big they were, was not what I expected. And I went home and flippantly said to John, I need an alpaca in my life. I should have known, knowing John and the person that he is, that less than a year later we would have 5 of our own alpacas. We have just been overwhelmed by the support and the enthusiasm that there has been for the business, which has meant that it's now John's full-time job and my part-time job, and it's lovely. There are so many elements to it, so many aspects to the business, so many ways that we think we're going to take it. Because of my job and my experience with the alpacas and how calming and grounding I've found them, we have really gone down the well-being route, and that's the side of the business that we are focusing on developing, really. I am not alone in feeling like there's something really magical about alpacas, and all animals, in fact, bring something really different to interaction than humans. But there is something about alpacas. They're very calm. They're not particularly keen on physical interaction or human interaction in a big way like a dog might be. A dog might bound up to you and lick you and sit on your lap. Alpacas aren't like that. So there's something that's really nice about that for people who are perhaps a bit nervous or just, find it difficult to be with people. Actually, the alpacas are quite easy for them to be around. Our most popular offering at the moment is what we call our wellbeing sessions, which aren't really anything to do with me being a clinical psychologist. They don't really use those skills, but they're for people who find our group experiences perhaps inaccessible for whatever reason. So they don't feel comfortable coming to a group, they're anxious, they can't cope with other people, or they have a particular disability that means that's difficult for them. But also with COVID, we've had quite a lot of people who are vulnerable and so don't want to be around other people from that perspective. People always say, especially parents of children, how much their children enjoyed it, how much happier and calmer and more relaxed they were. I've had a few young people who have diagnoses of autism and struggle significantly with anxiety, who have struggled to get out of the house for a really long time for whatever reason, sometimes COVID related, sometimes school related. And I've had a few of those where the farm has been the only place that they've been able to get out of the house for, and it's had a really positive effect on their well-being, but also just prevented them from becoming completely isolated. There's so much work that comes out of the farm, which actually is lovely. It's really lovely that we're building something that is making a difference to people's lives.